Clear prop. Well, they came up with an update here with the Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I still have that intermittent flash on my mouse. So I don't know what that is. Apparently it's not everyone that has that problem, but I certainly do have it. So I have it instead of modern mode, I have it in legacy mode. That way I can at least interact with the flight controls. You know, the other one, when I have it on, let me just show you real quick. So let's go to accessibility right here. And then we put this on, I guess it'd be lock mode, or it's legacy or lock. I guess lock would be the modern mode. Fly and save, go back, resume. And then when I try to interact with it, I hit flight plan. See, I press the button there. I press the button. I press the button. 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 And I just have to press it a bunch of times. So anyway, the way I solved that temporarily, I was hoping with this last update. I mean, they came up with an update and didn't fix it. So accessibility, the way I solved that temporarily is I put it on legacy mode here, and then now when I'm interacting with it, I can press the button, and it responds. So anyway, we are welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are going to be flying from Costa Rica to Panama. And the flight plan today, let's go ahead and really quickly look at that. This is our, this is what it would be if you drove it. This is our flight plan right here. It's about 2 hours, 13 minutes, so I want to hurry up and get in the air. So that's MRLB to MPDA, and the world low really doesn't call for, it says 1500 here, or 15,000 I should say, but we're not going to be crossing over any mountains, I don't believe. Well, we're going to have a few right here. It's about 5,000, 6,000 foot level, so we'll go ahead and go to 10,000 for the world low for this particular path. This is just a direct, and it's not calling for any type of minimum altitude. So that isn't great on here. So that's just going to be a direct from MRLB to MPDA, Mike Papa Delta Alpha, and that would be the Enrique Malek International Airport in Panama. The border, I think, is about right here. This is where the border is. And on we go here. So I'm going to go ahead and set 10,000 feet for our assigned altitude. Let's go for the screen again. So we'll go 10,000 feet right there. And then on the flight plan here, press this button here, rotate to the right, rotate to the right again. That gives you your first character. We're going to use the keyboard, and that would be Mike Romeo Lima Bravo. And that's Liberia is where we are right now. Liberia, Costa Rica. And we'll press enter, and then no waypoints in between. Our destination, go right again, gives you the first character. We're going to go ahead and go to Mike Papa Delta Alpha. That would be the Enrique Malek Just enter right there, and we won't have anything en route, so we'll just have a direct. And this right here is facing forward from the plane right there. We do have some thunderstorm activity in the area right off the coast there. And again, looking at the sky vector here. Sky vector, back that up. This blue area right there is thunderstorms, and that's with cloud tops up to about 50,000 feet. And the same thing here with 48,000 feet. It's cloud tops there. So we do have thunderstorm activity to deal with. However, in the area right now, we don't have any thunderstorms. So there's XAMLT. I wonder what that is real quick. I got to get in the air. But XAMLT, let's go ahead and go to Flight Radar 24. And let's see if we can find that. XMALT. Not finding anything. Is that XAMLT? Let's do that again. XAMLT. Is there anything there? So this one right here, well, that's apparently that plane right there. Although it's not showing any flights right now, but that is that plane, which is a Cessna 680 citation longitude or latitude. So that, my friend, is that is what that is. That is a Cessna citation longitude there. I wonder if we can look at that real quick with the drone. Go ahead and go real quick. Speed at 6. And so apparently that's the plane right there. They're representing it with a larger plane, but that is a Cessna citation latitude. That's probably going to be getting ready to take off right there. So anyway, back into the plane here, and then go ahead and off the pushback right here. Get inside the plane. Take the brake off. Okay, that'll work. Shift P again. And what we'll do is jump in the plane. I'm always pressing the wrong buttons. I'm going to go ahead and, first of all, well, we'll just go to ground here, 120. We'll go ahead. We are heading to the east again.
Ground Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie with India request taxi for takeoff east departure.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie taxi 2 and hold short of runway 07 using taxiway cross runway 07. Contact tower on 121.7 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 07 via taxiway cross runway 07 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
So what we're going to do is we're going to back taxi basically crossing 07. Real-time weather, I did back up the time a couple of hours so that we don't complete this flight in the dark. This is going to be about a 2-hour flight according to SkyVector. We don't have our altimeter set yet. So right now the altimeter's 292. Look at that windsock though. There's a windsock over here, and it's quite a wind there. So what we want to do is apparently just go ahead and go around this way. I was looking at AI with gaming, and there's this program. It's a demo program, but it's of the Matrix. Apparently you can chat with the characters, and it uses AI to chat with you. So I'm wondering when Microsoft Flight Simulator is going to use AI for the ATC. I don't know if that's going to be something that they can do.
Liberia Tower Cessna
down the
November
road.
Charlie 77 Charlie
And
Charlie
a
ready
little
at
bit more
runway
realistic.
07 east departure.
So they're going to tell us altimeter.
Charlie Charlie altimeter 29.79 wind
79
092 at 11.
As you can see how that affects the
Cleared for takeoff runway
altitude there.
07.
And we will go ahead and acknowledge
Cleared for
that.
takeoff runway 07
We don't have
Cessna
any
7 Charlie
flaps.
Charlie.
Line up to the runway here. The altitude or the elevation of the runway is about 260 feet. So we got full power now. And I got windsock pretty much straight headwind. Airspeed is alive. Rotated about 55. Rotate, and I'm going to go ahead and positive rate here, and we'll engage the autopilot, synchronize the heading. I didn't do that yet. Press that button there, flight level change and heading, and what we'll do is go ahead and hit nav. Nav should take over. Okay. So nav is taken over. We are now on a steady climb. About 75 knots, which is our best rate of climb.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie continue for east departure.
Liberia Tower Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie continue for east departure.
So that's a Cessna citation latitude sitting there ready for takeoff, going somewhere. Full rich on the mixture. We'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit here now. Wonder what that is right there. There must be some sort of localizing there. We are taking off into real-time weather. Backed up in time a couple of hours. Okay, now I'm backing off now on the mixture, about 50%. We don't really need any pitot heat. Outside air temperature, 23 degrees.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
I'll go ahead and
Liberia Tower
frequency.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie frequency change.
Now what I want to do is contact approach and was flight
Liberia
following.
approach Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie
I'm gonna
Charlie
turn
is
it
type
down,
Cessna
too, while I have the
Skyhawk for miles
opportunity
southeast
here.
of Liberia 2,500 feet. Request flight
15
following.
knot headwind here.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Liberia approach. Squawk tree 6 tree 7.
So that it's 3637.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie radar contact. 4 miles
2979.
southeast of Liberia, 2,800 feet. Altimeter 29.79.
Roger Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
crackling noise. Been known to have crackling noise with the latest version of GeForce Experience. So we are leaving Liberia, Costa Rica. Hey Bing, tell us about Liberia, Costa Rica.
Searching for Liberia, Costa Rica. Liberia is a city in the Guanacaste province of Costa Rica, known for its colonial architecture and its proximity to many natural attractions. It is the largest city in the region and has an international airport that serves as a gateway for tourists. Here are some facts about Liberia that you might find interesting. Liberia was founded in 1769 as a hermitage for travelers and was originally called Guanacaste, after the large trees that provided shade in the area. Liberia became part of Costa Rica in 1824 after a vote by the inhabitants of the Partido de Nicoya, a territory that included most of Guanacaste. However, some people in Liberia preferred to remain part of Nicaragua and resisted the annexation. Liberia is nicknamed La Ciudad Blanca, the White City, because of the white gravel that was used to pave the streets and the whitewashed buildings that were common in the past. Liberia is a major center for tourism in Costa Rica, as it is close to many attractions such as the Rincon de la Vieja Volcano National Park, the Santa Rosa National Park, the Palo Verde National Park, and the Pacific beaches. Liberia has a tropical dry climate, with a rainy season from May to November and a dry season from December to April. The average temperature is 27 degrees Celsius 81 degrees Fahrenheit, and the average rainfall is 1,400 millimeters 55 inches per year. I hope this gives you an overview of Liberia, Costa Rica. If you want to learn more, you can visit this website or search for more information on Bing. Have a nice day.
You too.
I hope this gives you an overview of Liberia.
Okay, so she has a tendency to repeat herself, but that is a quick synopsis of Liberia, the area that we left. She's repeating herself 3 times in a row now toward the end there, which is interesting. It's a Bing AI that I'm using, and it's a lot of fun with Bing AI. You can find a lot of information and interact with it like you would a real person. Although Bing AI, of course, uses the searching the internet for its information. So we are in real-time weather, real-time time. Not real-time time. 2 hours behind. I backed up the time to 2 hours. So in real life right now it's about 5:30. The sun is going to be setting. What time is the sunset in Liberia, Costa Rica?
Searching for sunset time in Liberia, Costa Rica. According to the information I found on Bing, the sunset time in Liberia, Costa Rica today is 6:07 p.m. The sun will set in the direction of 290 degrees northwest.
So anyway, that's why I backed it up, because starting this flight, if I would have started it at the real time, it would be dark by the time we even get close to the end. But as it is right now, I set it for, look at this right here, we can tell the time, it's 3:24. So it'll still be twilight, or it'll be 5:24 about, or so, whatever this flight is. I'm going to see if I can find any information now on the airport there. So flight plan right there. We have the wind 220 at 6 knots. So let's enter on that. We do have quite a few frequencies here. So we do have an ATIS. So what I want to do is on this right here, I'll switch it to my secondary radio. Pressing this button there, that puts it to a secondary radio. And then on this right here, 132.50, I've got that highlighted. And so what I'm going to do is see this number right here. When I press enter, that changes that to 132.50. So that armed out, and I'll make it active and pushing it over. And then I will monitor that by pressing COM2 here. Press COM2. When we're in range, we will hear that ATIS, Automatic Terminal Information System. We also have, we don't have any frequencies for ILS. So it's either runway 22 or runway 4. And at this point though, when we look at it, it's probably going to be, it's 220 at 6. So the correction 220, and it'll probably be runway 22, which is 220. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it. We have a 17 knot, 18 knot headwind. We're at the ideal climb of about 75 knots. R stands for rotation, X stands for best angle of climb, G stands for best glide speed, and then the Y stands for our best rate of climb. And I can actually nose up just a little bit right here. That blue dot right there, pretty much parallel right there with the Y. So 74 knots is pretty much our best rate of climb, or our best time that we can get to 10,000 feet. We have the mixture to about 50%. I have all my lights on, might as well keep them on. I filled up the tank to about 75%. And so far, looking at the engine here, the system there, we used 2.3 gallons so far on this climb. Fuel flow graph is showing about 9.5 gallons per hour, and our gallons remaining is 39.6. So we have plenty of fuel. We are now heading toward, this right here is the top of South America. We're heading toward Panama, and then probably in our next flight we will fly to the closest city to the Panama Canal, which of course is in the narrowest part right here. Right here is actually where the Panama Canal is. It actually cuts into these big lakes right there. And there's locks that bring it up to a higher level, and then bring it to the Atlantic Ocean. But what we'll do in a later flight is we'll fly down here from, we are going to Chiriqui, Chiriqui, Panama. And then from there we'll fly to the Panama Canal, or the entrance of the closest airport to the Panama Canal, and then we'll want to fly the length of the Panama Canal back, and then continue our flight down to South America. Now these series of flights, we are flying to the southern tip of South America and back in this Cessna 172. And what I'm thinking now is that if we get further south and it's still winter time there, we might jump into the Cessna 208 Grand Caravan. And what Microsoft has agreed to do is to ferry flight our Cessna Grand Caravan down there, and we'll just leave this Cessna right here, the Cessna 172, in a hangar somewhere, and fly the Grand Caravan the rest of the way to the southern tip of South America. Primarily because we'll be running into potential icing problems, and the icing feature that the Cessna 172 has is de-icing the pitot tube, which calculates your NOx indicated airspeed. It doesn't have any airframing or any windshield de-icing, whereas the Grand Caravan does. So that'll help us complete the flight all the way to the southern tip of South America. And so where needed, Microsoft has agreed to ferry flight the 170 or the 208 to wherever we need in order to complete our journey all the way to the southern tip of South America, if needed. Now, if we're not running any ice, then we'll go ahead and just continue it all here in the Cessna 172. So we are about 9,100 feet now, about half a minute, or I should say about a minute. We're about 350 feet a minute. We're climbing 350 feet a minute. So probably a couple of more minutes till we reach the cruising speed, or cruising altitude of 10,000. We have some weather starting to show up on the radar.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie contact Central America Center on 124 decimal tree. Good day.
So switch that back to 124 decimal 3.
Going to 124 decimal tree Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
So what you would do is 124 decimal 3, 24. What you would do is you just bring this to 300. All the way up. Make that active.
Central America Center Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 9,500 feet.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Central America Center altimeter 29.83. Continue as planned.
Bring that up. 83. And we are now almost at altitude. Okay, we are now at altitude. We should start cruising along here. We still do have a pretty hefty 20 knot headwind. So that's going to add to our flight time a little bit here. So according to this, we have 2+ hours. What I do, if you don't want to watch this live, if you want to watch parts of it later, I break it down, chapter it out, post edit there. Bay right over there to our right, you can see right up here. I'm looking real quick. at our, this is flight radar. It's our flight radar. And this is approximately where we are. There's a, that's another jet there. Let's see, MRLB 300. But our destination, of course, is right here. Rica, one plane over there right now, going from David to Panama City. So David is the big town right there. It's on its way out. You know, what I wanted to do is I wanted to look. Now, I did what it would take. I did directions right there from the international airport. If we were to drive it would take 7 hours and 44 minutes. But what I wanted to look at was this bay right here. So this is the Colorado Gulf, Chira Island. So Colorado Gulf, Chira Island. That's what that would be over there. Colorado Gulf and Chira Island. Sorry about my voice. I don't know why it's gravelly. I have no idea. The weather here is fine. It's about 75 degrees, perfect. I know a lot of the rest of the nation in its sweltering heat, not the Pacific Northwest. Hey Bing, what can you tell us about Colorado Gulf, Costa Rica?
Searching for Colorado Gulf, Costa Rica. Colorado Gulf, Costa Rica is a term that refers to the golf courses and resorts in Costa Rica that are affiliated with or inspired by the state of Colorado in the United States.
No. Tell us about Colorado Gulf, which is located in Costa Rica.
Searching for Colorado Gulf, Costa Rica.
Probably come up with the same thing.
Colorado Gulf, Costa Rica is a term that refers to the Gulf.
Okay. How else would I pronounce it? We have that's the Colorado Gulf right there, Chira Island. Tell us about Chira Island, Costa Rica.
Searching for Chira Island, Costa Rica.
That'll work.
Chira Island, Costa Rica, is a beautiful and peaceful place to visit.
Situated.
It is the second largest island in the country and has a rich history and culture. Here are some things you might want to know about Chira Island. Chira Island was founded in 1769 as a hermitage for travelers and was originally called Guanacaste, after the large trees that provided shade in the area. Chira Island became part of Costa Rica in 1824 after a vote by the inhabitants of the Partido de Nicoya, a territory that included most of Guanacaste. However, some people in Liberia preferred to remain part of Nicaragua and resisted the annexation. Chira Island is nicknamed La Ciudad Blanca, the White City, because of the white gravel that was used to pave the streets and the whitewashed buildings that were common in the past. Chira Island is a major center for tourism in Costa Rica, as it is close to many attractions such as the Rincon de la Vieja Volcano National Park, the Santa Rosa National Park, the Palo Verde National Park, and the Pacific beaches. Chira Island has a tropical dry climate, with a rainy season from May to November and a dry season from December to April. The average temperature is 27 degrees Celsius 81 degrees Fahrenheit, and the average rainfall is 1,400 millimeters 55 inches per year. Chira Island has 3 villages with a population of approximately 3,000 villagers involved in fishing, farming, or work on the salt pans. These salt pans are popular with roseate spoonbills and other wading birds.
How the
Kyra Island holds the record of the
drone
nation's
is
most
drifting
intact
to the
section
left.
of tropical dry forest biodiversity. It also has mangrove swamps and Rio Tempisque, the largest river in Costa Rica. Kyra Island has a tradition of celebrating the new year by watching the sunrise together with all the villagers. This tradition dates back to the times of the original Coratega indigenous tribe, one of the oldest indigenous populations in Costa Rica. I hope this gives you an overview of Kyra Island.
What body of water is it located in?
Searching for Kyra Island, Costa Rica body of water.
That would be this right here, which is the Gulf of Colorado, right?
Kyra Island, Costa Rica, is located in the Gulf of Nicoya, a large body of water that separates the Nicoya Peninsula from the mainland of Costa Rica. The Gulf of Nicoya is fed by the Tempisque River, which is the largest river in Costa Rica. The Gulf of Nicoya is part of the Pacific Ocean and has many other islands and islets within it.
Colorado Gulf. Okay, Gulf of Nicoya. So apparently this is, I don't know. There's Kyra Island right there. Kyra Island. And there's the Gulf of Nicoya. Pressing the wrong button. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds like it's crackling. Sorry about the crackling. I don't know what to do with that. I set everything to default. I even bought a new headset, an HS65 headset, because I thought it was my old headset that was causing the crackling. But and then I found that it was a newer version of the GeForce experience, and people were suggesting install the older version of GeForce experience, and I thought, no, that's not the solution. So I have the latest GeForce experience. I do believe I have the latest drivers. I haven't checked lately. I think there is a later driver now for the HS65, the headset that I'm using. But I've noticed in reviewing some of my videos from the past that the crackling comes and then the crackling goes. It comes and goes. So, crackling I really can't do anything about. We're at altitude. We are traveling at about 100 knots indicated airspeed with an 18 knot headwind, and our flight time is about an hour and 46 minutes. Flying from Costa Rica to Panama. Looking there to my left right here is a mountain. Wondering if we can find that on the so that would be the Children's Eternal Rainforest. We're not going to go to San Jose. San Jose is the big city that people go to whenever they want to go to the some of the volcanoes and whatnot. But I do believe that's the Poas Volcano National Park right there. And that would be that area right there. I do believe. I'm thinking that's the Poas. International Volcano Park. Tell us more about that Gulf.
Searching for golf in Costa Rica. Golf is a sport that involves hitting a ball with a club into a series.
Tell us more about the Gulf of Nicaragua. Nicoya. Tell us more about the Gulf of Nicoya.
Searching for Gulf of Nicoya facts.
The way he was acting before, I'd be able to say, what about the Gulf?
The Gulf of Nicoya is a beautiful and diverse place that offers many opportunities for exploration and enjoyment. Here are some more facts about the Gulf of Nicoya that you might find interesting. The Gulf of Nicoya is home to many species of marine life, such as dolphins, whales, turtles, sharks, rays, fish, and crustaceans. Some of the most common dolphins in the Gulf are the bottlenose, spinner, and spotted dolphins. The Gulf is also a breeding ground for humpback whales that migrate from the Antarctic and the North Pacific. The Gulf of Nicoya has several islands and islets that vary in size and shape. Some of the most visited islands are Tortuga Island, which is famous for its white sand beaches and turquoise waters, San Lucas Island, which was once a notorious prison and now a national park, and Kyra Island, which is the largest island and has a rich culture and history. The Gulf of Nicoya is surrounded by wetlands, mangroves, and estuaries that provide important ecological services and habitats for many birds, reptiles, amphibians, and mammals. Some of the most notable wetlands are the Palo Verde National Park, which hosts one of the largest concentrations of waterfowl in Central America, the Tarcoles River, which is home to a large population of American crocodiles, and the Tempisque River, which is the largest river in Costa Rica. The Gulf of Nicoya is also a popular destination for tourists and locals who enjoy water sports and activities such as sailing, kayaking, fishing, snorkeling, diving, surfing, and swimming. The Gulf has many beaches and resorts that cater to different tastes and budgets. Some of the most famous beaches are Playa Naranjo, Playa Tambor, Playa Montezuma, Playa Malpais, and Playa Santa Teresa. I hope this gives you more information about the Gulf of Nicoya.
It does. Thank you very much, Bean. So they call beaches over there playa. And so there's different playas over there for different beaches. So they got the Playa Naranjo, Playa Tambor, Playa Montezuma, Playa Malpais, Playa Santa Teresa. Looks like some agriculture down there, a little bit of agriculture. Taking advantage of some of the fresh water from the lakes. And of course, this time of year, they get plenty of rain. As you can see, we are going to be heading into some weather there. We'll go ahead and back up a little bit here. So we got most of the weather that we're going to have to deal with is offshore, or at least at this point it is. Hopefully all of our weather, will be fine whenever we get to our destination. We do have some weather to deal with here. We have no-fly zones, right? We're not no-fly zones. I should say restricted air zone. Restricted airspace. I don't think we have anything to worry about right now. Most of the scenery at this point is out of the right-hand window. We're here looking toward the mountains there. You can see some of the mountain views there. Testing 1, 2, testing 3, 4, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, microphone is still working. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you're just joining us, we are flying from Costa Rica to Panama. And now below us right here, we have a city right there. I want to find out what city that is. So look at our map here, and we are now flying over this area here. So it's Puntarenas. So look at what we're looking at right now along the coast right there. So that would be Puntarenas, and in the big city there, that would be, hey, that would be a restaurant there. That would be El Robo. So Puntarenas, Costa Rica. That is what we're looking at right here. Can you tell us something about Puntarenas, Costa Rica? I think I spelled it right.
Searching for Puntarenas, Costa Rica.
She knows how to pronounce things better than me.
Sure, I can tell you something about Puntarenas,
Cool.
Costa Rica.
Thank you.
Puntarenas is the largest province of Costa Rica, with an area of 11,276 square kilometers. It has a long coastline along the Pacific Ocean, where you can find many islands, beaches, and natural attractions. Some of the most popular tourist destinations in Puntarenas are Manuel Antonio National Park, which has white sand beaches, coral reefs, and diverse wildlife. You can hike, snorkel, or relax in this park. Monteverde Cloud Forest Reserve, which is a high-altitude forest with misty scenery and rich biodiversity. You can zipline, skywalk, or birdwatch in this reserve.
One thing I've never done is
OSA
zip lining.
Peninsula, which is a remote and wild area with rainforests, mangroves, and marine life. You can visit the Corcovado National Park, which is one of the most biologically intense places on Earth. Puntarenas City, which is the capital of the province and a port town with historical and cultural attractions. You can visit the Paseo de los Turistas, which has a rescue center for seahorses, turtles, and crocodiles, or the San Lucas Island, which was once a prison island and now a national park. These are some of the things you might want to know about Puntarenas, Costa Rica.
Thank you.
If you want to learn more, you can
Visit the websites. So yeah, it gave me a picture whenever I put that in on Bing AI. It gave me a picture of this little peninsula thing right here. So the camera keeps drifting to the left. There is a runway right there. And it's kind of like just like a little spit right here, going all the way out. And of course, in real life, you saw the lighthouse. Now these are replicated buildings, so you won't see the lighthouse here. And okay, so I got an advertisement for something there. I have no idea where that came from. I think that's interesting, where it's from the Microsoft there. So there's where we are in relation to Puntarenas, Costa Rica. Looks like a little bit of a port down there in that area too. Starting to get into a little bit more weather now. You can see it's now starting to show up on our radar right here. we'll be flying over a few mountains there. We have plenty of mountains. Curious right here. Look at all this grove right there. I wanted to look real quick on Google Maps here.
Copa 460 climb and maintain 16,000 feet.
And so I can go ahead and, now this right here, this blue line right here is what it would take to drive there. We go from the airport through Liberia and all the way around, all the way down to Chiriqui, Panama. And so I'm going to take this off though, that blue line there. But that would take 7 hours and 44 minutes. The flight here is less than 2 hours now. It's about a 2-hour flight. But what I wanted to, again, look at is where we were. Okay, Pantaneras, there's where we are right here. And so we're looking right now, and we're looking at this right here. That is insert. This area right here.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet.
And what that is that is a reserve there, nature preserve. I won't play any of the videos, but this is what some of the area looks like. Catching fish. Big fish. So I guess that would be some mangroves there. We'll look at this right here. Probably some of the mangroves in the area. And onward we're going now. They got some people down there fishing right now. These are right there. We have about an hour and a half left of our flight, 157 miles to Mike Papa Delta Alpha, which is the airport in Chiriqui. I want to see here. We are just now at the edge of this fly zone right here, but we won't be entering any of that restricted airspace right there at all. So the next big airport, that's Monley, M-O-N-L-I, that's a waypoint actually. So if I hit nearest, MRCH right here. Come on. Trying to find MRCH on the MRJA right
Charlie,
here.
Charlie, contact Coco approach on 129.5. Good day.
Going to 129.5 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
So this is right here. It's 23 nautical miles.
Coco approach Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 10,000 feet.
at 081.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie
So
Charlie
that would
Coco
be
approach altimeter 29.90.
looking
Continue as
east
planned.
right here, in this direction right here.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie contact Central America Center on 124 decimal tree. Good day.
I'm not seeing it.
124 decimal tree for Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie. Central America Center Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie
We have some
10,000
clouds
feet.
that we are looking at
Cessna
ahead
November
of us.
Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Central America Center altimeter
29.91.
Continue as planned.
Bring that up to 29.01.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie contact Coco approach on 129.5. Good day.
Go approach. It must be like right in the middle.
129er
two
decimal
of
5
them,
Cessna
two
7
zones
Charlie
there.
Charlie.
Hand off one to the other to the other.
Coco approach Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 10,000 feet.
Back this
Cessna
off a
November
little
Charlie
bit.
77 Charlie Charlie Coco approach altimeter
Most of our
29.91. Continue as planned.
29.01. Most of our thunderstorm activity is off to our right, off the ocean there. So most of our points of interest will be actually out of the right window. We are over pretty much wilderness here. Jungle down below us. We do have a few of those mountainous roads here and whatnot. So we look here and we can see some of the mountainous roads. The plane being up there, the flashing light are about right here. Is where our plane is. So in this area right here, a very remote area. Got like a little, is that a road or is that a creek down there? It's like a creek. You know, with this technology, they're coming out with better and better graphics all the time, and I can't imagine just in the, you know, maybe another 10 years from now, this would look antiquated. they've come by, moved ahead by leaps and bounds on the graphics. And then with AI, the graphics in AI, I was looking at earlier, there was a thing called Unreal Engine 5, and get a chance, check out Unreal on the YouTube. There's a new one now. It's called Unreal Engine 5.3, and it's just amazing that the realistic graphics that they have with that. And the other thing they have is NPCs for AI. And NPC, what does NPC stand for in AI? What does NPC stand for in AI? Non-player character. And so the non-player character, there is you interact with these people, and they interact with you using artificial intelligence. So it's not scripted or anything. It's just whatever artificial intelligence is being used for a particular character. And there's a demonstration of it in on YouTube. There is a program, and I thought about downloading. I thought, no, it's kind of dark the way it's modeled, but the name of the program is it's through The Matrix Awakens, and I can find it's Replica. It's called Replica Smart NPCs. Yeah, it's a demo by Replica Studios, and you're walking around in this character, and you can actually interact with the people on the street, and they interact with you based on artificial intelligence, not based on any kind of script that's laid out. Although the theme is, of course, that they're being oppressed, and so the mood of a lot of the AI characters are very pessimistic and bleak. And anyway, just check it out if you want to on YouTube, called Replica Studios. But I said all that to say that with AI characters, that's going to become more and more prevalent in games. And so you're going to be talking and interacting with different NPCs that are going to be interacting with you based on artificial intelligence. And it's just very interesting. Anyway. River down there. So I'm wondering if Microsoft Flight Simulator in the future is going to use that. The AI, I think it would be a good thing to do, is use the AI with the ATC, with air traffic control. And so whenever you talk to somebody, they would have differing personalities, different voices, different, you know, characters, different accents, different everything, like you would have in a real world. I would imagine that that would probably be on the plans down the road for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Be the PIRRIS Purist River.
On 124.3. Good day.
Going to 124.3 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
Good day.
Central America Center Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 10,000 feet.
Looks like some mountains there to our left.
Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Central America Center altimeter 29.95. Continue as planned.
2995. What I did is I hit B on my keyboard, and that set it to 2995, and that also sets the altimeter of this right here to 2995. So in real life, what you do, whatever you ask, or whatever they give you an altimeter reading, you would set it on your Garmin G1000, but you would also set it right here on your backup system. And of course, these right here, these three instruments right there, is your vacuum-powered backup system in case this, for some reason, would fail. You would still have your non-syndicated airspeed there. You would still have your turn coordinated indicator there, and then your altimeter right there. Real-time weather, backed up time. Time right now in real life, it's the sun has already set probably. It's set around 6:40 or 6:20 over there right now. Over some mountains here, but again, we will have plenty of altitude for the duration of our flight. We're just touching over the edge of the mountains here. This right here is the highest peaks, and we'll be well to the right of that. So probably the highest area that we're going to be encountering is where we are right now. Okay. Airbus 092. Well, we can find out now on flight radar 24.
Airbus 092 climb and maintain 16,000 feet.
092. Not finding it. The 092, see if I can find anything here. Airbus. Busan. I've been on Busan before, Busan, Korea. Got it. 686.
Airbus 092 climb and maintain 16,000
Yeah, I'm not
feet.
finding it. Anyway, I have no idea who she's talking to. Right there is going to Costa Rica from Panama City. Not a very long flight, really. About an hour-long flight in a small 737. So we are right now pretty much over this area right here. This is our destination, Shariki. Oh, David. We are pretty much over this area right here. Like our weather is starting to clear up a little bit now. Most of our bad weather behind us. Another river there. If I can find that on maps. This is our destination right here, Shariki. David is the big town there. Right now, I do believe that we're pretty much over this area right here. Find that little spit there. That would probably be this right here. So we're looking at this river right here, which is the Rio Naranjo, River Naranjo. What can you tell us about River Naranjo, Costa Rica? If I pronounced it correct.
Searching for River Naranjo, Costa Rica.
Okay, I guess I do. That would be that river down there.
River Naranjo, Costa Rica, is a river that flows from the Talamanca mountain range to the Pacific Ocean, passing through the Guanacaste province and the Punta Arenas province. It is a popular destination for whitewater rafting, as it has Class 3 and 4 rapids that offer a thrilling and scenic ride. The river is named after the orange trees, naranjos, that grow along its banks. The river is also known as the Rio Frio, cold river, because of its low temperature. The river has a length of about 80 kilometers, 50 miles, and a drainage basin of 1,290 square kilometers, 498 square miles. It originates at an elevation of 2,800 meters, 9,186 feet, and ends at sea level. The river passes through several types of ecosystems, such as tropical dry forest, tropical wet forest, mangrove forest, and estuary. The river is also a source of water for irrigation, hydroelectric power, and domestic use. It has several dams and reservoirs along its course, such as the Sandillo Dam, the Arenal Dam, and the Carobasai Dam. The river is a popular attraction for tourists and locals who enjoy rafting, kayaking, fishing, and bird watching. There are several companies that offer rafting tours on the river with different levels of difficulty and duration. Some of the most famous rapids on the river are El Chorro, the Jet, El Corte, the Cut, El Salto, the Jump, and El Toboggan, the Slide. I hope this gives you an overview of River Naranjo, Costa Rica.
Alrighty. So that's that river right there. So people know how to have fun going along the river there. And of course, utilizing it too for agriculture and whatever else. Looks like we have some more weather there ahead of us. Now, right around here, when you look at this GPS map right here, this right here is the border right there with Costa Rica and Panama. So we are about 58 minutes away from our destination, and looks like we do have a little bit of weather. I do want to find out real quick what the elevation is for our runway sky vector right here. The runway that we're going to be landing on has an elevation of 89 feet, and we have runway 22, hard surface runway, runway 4 and runway 22. We'll probably be landing at runway 22. This right here is sky vector, and this is real-time storms. Most of the storms are behind us. We got some thunderstorms here with a top flight level 48,000 feet. These right here, 50,000 feet for both of these right here. That's pretty much behind us. We are in this area right here. Actually, we are probably like in this area right here. There's another large peninsula right here. I want to know the name of that peninsula. Get to there. Let's see. That will be Parque National Corcovado National Park. So you can see all of that right there. It's not very well populated at all. Hardly any roads here. Very rural area there. And that will be ahead right there. In that area there probably. Now the weather here might be a little bit further behind than it is on Skyvector or vice versa. We do have weather right here off the coast. This is where we are, and this is where the peninsula was that I was talking about. A lot of rural area right here, not really a whole lot farm. Okay, so we are looking at Buenos Aires. I didn't have my microphone on, so what I want to do is describe it all again. This is Buenos Aires, tourist province right there, and that's what we were looking at. I was describing it all, but I didn't have my microphone up. So Buenos Aires, there's more than one Buenos Aires. There's Buenos Aires, Costa Rica.
Copa 3901 descent and maintain flight level 230.
What can you tell us about Buenos Aires and Costa Rica?
Searching for Buenos Aires, Costa Rica. Buenos Aires is a city in Costa Rica that is located in the province of Punta Arenas. It is the largest city in the region and has a population of about 21,000 people. Here are some things you might want to know about Buenos Aires in Costa Rica. Buenos Aires was founded in 1769 as a hermitage for travelers and was originally called Guanacaste, after the large trees that provided shade in the area. Buenos Aires became part of Costa Rica in 1824 after a vote by the inhabitants of the Partido de Nicoya, a territory that included most of Guanacaste. However, some people in Liberia preferred to remain part of Nicaragua and resisted the annexation. Buenos Aires is home to one of the largest tribal reservations in Costa Rica, where the Baruca indigenous tribe lives. The Baruca have a rich culture and history and are known for their colorful masks and textiles. Buenos Aires is a major center for tourism and agriculture in Costa Rica, as it is close to many natural attractions such as the Chirripó National Park, the Hito-Isarira Biological Reserve, and the La Amistad International Park. It also produces pineapple, coffee, sugarcane, and other crops. Buenos Aires has an airfield, named BAI, that serves as a gateway for tourists who want to explore the southern Punta Arenas region. I hope this gives you an overview of Buenos Aires in Costa Rica.
Okay, so that is Buenos Aires, Costa Rica, and I really like the coffee part. And anyway, there is an airfield down there as well. That if we ever wanted to fly in, we can fly in and check out some of Buenos Aires, Costa Rica. So that's how thorough Microsoft Bing is. Is that the airport right there? No, that's just a road. I'm trying to figure out where the airport is. That's probably a cemetery, I bet, right there. This is Buenos Aires, Costa Rica. Not really finding where the airport is. Let me go ahead and straighten it out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm not finding the airport at all. Probably a grass runway. But that would be Buenos Aires, Costa Rica. So, a little bit hilly terrain here. And picturesque, no doubt. We should be picking up pretty soon on our ATIS here. 132.50, we have COM2 lit up. We're 45 minutes from our destination. Looks like we do have a little bit of weather there ahead of us. Right here is that peninsula that I was talking about. That would be Parque National Corcovado. Let's see if I can pronounce that. What can you tell us about Corcovado, Costa Rica?
Searching for Corcovado, Costa Rica. Corcovado, Costa Rica is a wonderful place to visit if you love nature and adventure. It is a national park that covers a large area of the OSA Peninsula, which is one of the most biodiverse regions in the world. Here are some things you might want to know about Corcovado, Costa Rica. Corcovado National Park was established in 1975 to protect the largest remaining tract of primary rainforest on the Pacific coast of Central America. It has 13 different ecosystems, including lowland tropical rainforest, cloud forest, mangrove swamp, lagoon, marsh, and beach. Corcovado National Park is home to more than 500 species of trees, 6,000 species of insects, 400 species of birds, 140 species of mammals, 40 species of freshwater fish, and 117 species of reptiles and amphibians. Some of the rare and endangered animals that live in the park are tapirs, jaguars, pumas, ocelots, harpy eagles, scarlet macaws, and sea turtles. Corcovado National Park has several trails and ranger stations that allow visitors to explore the park with a guide. The most popular trails are San Pedrillo, Serena, La Leona, Los Patos, and El Tigre. The trails vary in length and difficulty and offer different views and experiences of the park. Corcovado National Park also offers opportunities for other activities such as camping, snorkeling, diving, fishing, kayaking, and whale watching. The park has some of the most beautiful and pristine beaches in Costa Rica, such as Playa Corcovado, Playa Serena, Playa Madrigal, and Playa Carrete. I hope this gives you an overview of Corcovado, Costa Rica.
Are there any species of animals that are unique just to that area?
Searching for endemic animals of Corcovado National Park. According to the information I found on Bing, there are some species of animals that are endemic to Corcovado National Park, meaning that they are found nowhere else in the world. Some examples are the Golfo Dulce poison dart frog, Philibates vittatus, which is a small and colorful frog that has a potent toxin in its skin. It lives in the lowland rainforest and feeds on insects. The Corcovado spider monkey, Atlas geoffroy ssp. Frontatus, which is a subspecies of the black-handed spider monkey that is critically endangered due to habitat loss and hunting. It lives in the canopy and feeds on fruits and leaves. The Corcovado salamander, Bolitoglassa biseriata, which is a lungless salamander that breathes through its skin and mouth. It lives in the moist forest floor and feeds on worms and insects. These are some of the unique animals that inhabit Corcovado National Park. If you want to learn more, you can visit this website or search for more information on Bing. I hope you enjoyed this brief introduction. These are some of the unique animals that inhabit Corcovado National Park. If you want to learn...
Okay, so that is interesting. And that would be this region right here, which, as you can see, we don't have hardly any human habitation in most of the park. And so it is a pretty vast area. And I just wanted to kind of touch base on that. And that, again, when you're looking at it on a map here, that would be this area right here, Corcovado National Park. And so you can see some of the pictures. That might be the spider monkey they were talking about. That's just unique to that area. That was really interesting about that frog. So, very interesting. Looks like elephants there. I'm not going to play any of the videos. These are videos here, but that would take too long to play all of that. But there's some of that. There's that spider monkey that they're talking about that can be found probably nowhere else but over in Corcovado. So very interesting indeed. And we'll go ahead and return back to our plane. And that would be that area right over there. All right, we are now picking up on ATIS.
Wind 223 at 5. Visibility 6 heavy rain.
Heavy rain.
Sky condition 1,800 feet scattered ceiling, 4,900 feet broken. Temperature 29er.
So we should be able to do visual.
10. Altimeter 29er.80. Visual runway 22 and visual runway 22 right in use.
22 right.
Runway 22 and runway 22 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back halt short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Alpha.
You have Alpha. Okay, so we
Malik
are
Airport
going to
information Alpha
probably
2200 Zulu.
we'll turn that off now.
Wind
So
223 at 5.
29er80 is the altimeter. We'll get that a little closer. The latest one that approach gave us 2995. So we do have some thunderstorms, rain, heavy rain, they said. So procedure here, we'll select approach, and we will do a visual. We're going to go 22, and hopefully they don't tell us 22 right. If they do, then I would think it would be the same. So 22, and then we're going to go ahead and vector just straight, and we're going to load this. Load. Obstacle clearance is my responsibility. So we have a final approach fix 883. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to assign my altitude. We'll go ahead and assign it to 8. I'm going to assign it to 800. And that way, when we go below it, we'll be on the glide path. And what I'm going to do now is my V&V right here. You see the V&V button right here. And I'm going to activate that, and that loads our vertical path. And then we have 27 minutes until we start descending, and we'll be going straight to straight. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do direct right there to straight. So instead of going to MPDA and then turning left, going to straight, and then coming back, we're just going to go ahead and do it direct to straight. So hit the D button there and then activate that. That's going to change our course just a little bit. The thing that we have to be concerned about are those mountains there. I think we'll be okay, we're going to be heading straight into this direction. And so we got to press that again. So what we'll have is we'll just go right to this straight right there. The runway will be off to our right. And then we'll be at about 1,600 feet at straight, and it will be turning into final. And our vertical navigation should carry us all the way down to our final approach pitch, which is at 883 feet. So I think we're good to go there. Check it one more time when we get close. So we are now 67 nautical miles to our new waypoint, which is straight, STRGHT. 67 nautical miles, or about 35 minutes. And in about 21 minutes, we'll be at our top of this set, TOD right there. And with that, we'll go ahead and contact Bing one more time as we are approaching. Like I said, on this right here, this is our border right here, Costa Rica and Panama, and we're not too far away from that at all. And so we'll go ahead and talk to Bing about what Bing can tell us about Panama. And one thing I wanted to say real quick before we get to that is, when I was in the Navy back in the late 90s, I had an opportunity to go to Panama. I was in the Navy Reserves, and I could have went to Panama for a month. I didn't do it. I kick myself now, for not doing that. I could have went there for a month to help hand over the Panama Canal back to the Panamanians, as it was promised by President Jimmy Carter. When that was happening, with the Navy Reserves, they offered me the choice whether I wanted to go to Panama or not. And I sure should have done it. It would have been quite an experience, but I didn't do it. And I didn't because of my job. I was in sales at the time, and but looking back on it, it was an opportunity missed. So I kick myself for not going to Panama. There's another time too where I could have went to Washington D.C. with a friend of mine. He was also in the Navy Reserves. And I didn't go again because of my sales job. But, I kicked myself for not going to Washington D.C. A lot of sights that he saw that I didn't get a chance to see. Hey Bing, what can you tell us about Panama?
Searching for Panama facts.
What?
Hi there.
Panama facts.
Panama is a fascinating country with a rich history and culture. Here are some facts about Panama that you might find interesting.
Panama.
Panama is the only country in the world where you can see the sun rise on the Pacific Ocean and set on the Atlantic Ocean from the highest point, Volcan Baru. Panama has a canal that splits the country and connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The Panama Canal was built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers between 1904 and 1914 and was transferred to Panama in 1999. The canal was expanded between 2007 and 2016 to allow for more and larger ships. Panama is home to more than 10,000 different plants and animals, including hundreds of bird and tree species. It has the most diverse wildlife of any country in Central America. Panama was the first country outside the United States where Coca-Cola was sold in 1906. Panama has a constitutional democracy with Spanish and English as official languages. It has a population of about 4.5 million people and a GDP of about $66 billion.
And that's it. So, that's interesting. Whenever you go, what was it, the name of the Volcan Baru, which apparently Volcan Baru is a volcano. But if you're on top of that, you can see, it's the only country in the world where you can see sunrise on the Pacific Ocean and the sunset on the Atlantic Ocean from the highest point. Would that be the opposite? Didn't the sunrise in the east? Tell us about Volcan Baru, Panama.
Searching for Volcan Baru, Panama. Volcan Baru is the highest mountain and the only active volcano in Panama. It is located in the Chiriquí province, near the border with Costa Rica. It has a height of 3,474 meters, 11,398 feet, and offers a spectacular view of both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans on a clear day. Volcan Baru has 7 craters and 5 different ecosystems, making it a biodiversity hotspot with many plants and animals. It is also famous for producing some of the finest coffee in the world, thanks to its volcanic soil. Volcan Baru has a long history of eruptions, with the last one occurring about 500 years ago. It is still considered potentially active and is monitored by scientists for signs of seismic activity. Volcan Baru can be accessed from the towns of Boquete, Volcan, or Cerro Punta. There are several hiking trails that lead to the summit, ranging from easy to challenging. Some hikers choose to camp overnight at the top, while others prefer to drive up by 4x4 vehicles. Volcan Baru is a popular destination for nature lovers, adventure seekers, and coffee enthusiasts. It is one of the most remarkable attractions in Panama.
So I believe that that is Volcan, or volcano, Baru, B-A-R-U. That's ahead of us there. And they say it was bordering the Panama and Costa Rica right there. So I would imagine that that would probably be right there. Wondering if we can do a flyby. Speed up the camera here again. I press F6 on there, but sometimes I'm wondering if it's even responding. So F6 gives you the fastest speed. So this is still quite a ways away. But I want to kind of get some of the sightseeing stuff out of the way so that whenever we are approaching, that we can be concerned more about what's going on in the cockpit. But yeah, it's still quite a ways away, and I'm doing this drone at its fastest speed. We're just zipping along here. I don't know how fast it is as compared to, you know, in knots or whatnot. A lot of, well, there's a few trails there. A lot of uninhabited areas and a few dirt roads. We got some weather ahead of us. Yeah, that's still quite a ways away. I don't know if we're going to be able to reach it anytime soon. Can't really get it to go any faster. And they say that this is some of the finest coffee in the world. Over off of Vulcan Baru. Well, so it is still an active volcano. However, the last eruption was about 500 years ago. Now, I wonder if it erupted in recent times, you know, in modern times, how that would affect the Panama Canal, or if it's too far away that it would even affect it at all. I don't know. But this right here is the mountain, I do believe. And we got a little bit of a populated center there below it. I don't know if there's any crater or anything to look at. You can see the kind of like the pyroclastic mud flow from years ago right here. And of course, civilization built right on it. So this is Vulcan Baru, home of some of the finest coffee in the world. And I don't know if there's any kind of a crater on top. It looks like there is sort of a visitor center right here. It's probably a visitor center right there. And so there is Vulcan Baru. And so if you're on top here, you can see, now the sun rises in the east, so you can see the Atlantic Ocean right there. Let me go ahead and straighten it out just a little bit. There's an Atlantic Ocean right there. You can see the sunrise over there. And then you go and look in this area right here, and you can see the Pacific Ocean. Of course, there's some clouds today, so you can't really see the Pacific that much. But this is Vulcan Baru. So that was quite a trip there, going all the way from the plane to the mountainside there. Vulcan Baru. And you can see in the previous eruptions here where some of the pyroclastic flow went. Right over here you can especially see, and it looks like this, kind of like Puyallup is built on former mud flows of Mount Rainier from ancient times. It looks like this city right here that's down below is built right on some of the ancient mud flows of Vulcan Baru. And probably not so ancient though, because it was, what they said, 500 years ago whenever it last erupted. So there's Vulcan Baru. And that's ahead of us there. Vulcan Baru. We are now 8 minutes, about 9 minutes from our top of descent. We are just about ready to cross over into Panamanian territory. There is the border right there. Pacific Ocean there to our right. And probably high enough now where we can start seeing. No, we still can't. Where we are, we can't see the Atlantic yet. We probably won't, because we'll be obstructed by Vulcan Baru. And the elevation of Vulcan Baru is 11,398 feet. So in contrast, Mount Rainier is almost 15,000 feet. So that's 11,300. So that's a pretty high mountain. So if we were to fly directly over there, we'd have to climb, because we are now only 10,000 feet. We have some more mountains there, of course, to our left. part of our adventure going to South America and back. What I really like to do is I like to, of course, do this in real-time weather. I did back up the time a little bit, but I like to do this all in real-time weather, using the Garmin G1000, building the flight plan manually on every run, and of course setting up the procedure every time manually. And so let's check our ATIS again. We have alpha right now. It might have changed. Go ahead and listen
Malik
again.
Airport information, Alpha 23000.
Malik,
Wind 233 at 5. Visibility 6 and heavy rain.
heavy
Sky
rain.
condition
So as you can see, we do have quite a few clouds in the heavens.
4,900 feet broken. Temperature 29er.
So we do have some weather to
2.10.
be concerned with.
Altimeter 29er.80. Visual runway 22 and visual runway
I'm going to
22 right in use.
2980.
Landing and departing runway 22 and runway 22 right.
80.
VFR aircraft say direction of flight.
2980.
All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Alpha.
Alright. So we do have weather ahead of us. There's Mount Peru. Top of descent. We are now 5 minutes 40 seconds. Pretty much can't really do anything about the weather. You don't want to really go around. The only clear space around it would be those mountains or the ocean. I don't know if that's going to be any effect anyway. It just looks like all of this weather is right over the runway there, right over the area.
Cessna 7
See some
Charlie
yellow
Charlie
right
contact
there.
Panama Center on 120.3. Good day.
120.3,
Good day.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie. Panama Center Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 10,000 feet.
See if they give us 2980.
Cessna November Charlie 77
2988.
Charlie Charlie Panama Center altimeter 29er.88. Continue as planned.
2988 it is. We are now 4 minutes. Last of Costa Rica. We'll see you later, Costa Rica. Welcome to Panama. And as you can see there, look at that. Isn't that pretty? You got the moon right there just ahead of us. Almost a full moon. Three minutes. We got a good 12 knot headwind right now.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie contact Panama approach on 119er.7. Good day.
119.7.
119.7 for
Seven
Cessna
Charlie
7
Charlie.
Charlie Charlie.
Good day.
Panama approach Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 10,000 feet.
See right
Cessna
here.
November Charlie 77
Top of
Charlie
the
Charlie
set.
Panama approach
POV.
altimeter 29er.87. Continue as
87. So the pressure is dropping. We are going to be, looks like we're going to be into a little bit of IMC as we approach. We are now about a minute, 50 seconds away from our top descent. IMC stands for Instrument Meteorological Conditions, which means whenever you're in there, that's all you can see is your instruments. Might be bouncing around a little bit too. This is real-time weather, not real-time time. Time right now I have, I believe it's around 5:10. Yeah, 5:10 local time. I backed up the time because when I started this flight, it would definitely be dark. We wouldn't be able to see anything right now in real life. It's nighttime there. The sun sets further south you go, of course, the shorter the days are. So the sun set, I think, about 6:15 or so. You get closer to the equator, of course, as you get closer to your 12-hour day and 12-hour night all year round. And there's a mountain there to our left. We're just now about to top of descent. 11 seconds. We are now, vertical path is active. See, now we are descending. So I am actually going to let our speed drift up as high as we can and try to make up some time. We are estimated time en route about 12 minutes and 27 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to back off now on the prop and start to spin a little too fast. Declination, as we are 11 minutes now. Got the mountain there to the left. Mountain Baru. You want some good coffee? I guess that would be probably the coffee where the city is here. Looks like we're heading right into the clouds. We're going to be pretty much over the mountainous regions, so once we hit straight, we've got the mountainous regions right here, close to the left. That's the high mountain area. That's what this area is right here. If you look at the map. Out of the mountains there, for the most part, once we get to about this area here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and contact the runway, cancel flight following.
Panama approach Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie, cancel flight following.
Heavy rain.
Charlie Charlie, Panama approach cancellation received. Squawk 7000. Frequency change approved.
Some transponder, VFR, 7000, and so the airport list, we are looking for Mike Papa Delta Alpha, and that would be Malik International, and so we already know what the ATIS is, we already have that.
Malik Tower Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie is 22 miles northwest 8,300 feet with Bravo to land.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie
Left
Malik
base.
Altimeter 29.85, winds 223 entry.
2985.
Make left base runway 22.
And one way ahead.
Make left base runway 22 Cessna 7 Charlie
So
Charlie.
we only have a 3-knot wind here, so that's not bad. It's pretty calm. 20 nautical miles from straight. I'm cruising right along here. I'm bringing this to about the top right there, just to save time. Now in real life, you would probably not want to have this anywhere near the yellow. The top of the green, probably not even the top of the green. In real life, you would probably want to have it. I would be more comfortable with it in the green. But we're looking to save time. I'm going to go ahead. I see this little diamond here now. I'm going to arm my approach. And so we have the approach right here, the APR button. Press that so we have a GP or glide path arm. So we should be good to go now on our guidance to the runway, both vertically and laterally. Mountain Baru, to the left, behind the clouds. Now we are in what's called IMC. IMC is when we're in a situation where you can't see outside, when you're using your instruments. Although not too bad. It's like we brushed right through it here. They have some coffee over in this plantation over there. "15 nautical miles from straight. Direction of our runway is that direction right there. We do have some pretty heavy clouds. You can see the yellow there on our multifunction display there, but it looks like we should be okay for the runway. Now there is a procedure. Missed approach procedure. Like most of our wind right there is coming off to our left. Now the wind will change, obviously. She said it was what, 223? We are 12 nautical miles now from straight. 5 minutes and 31 seconds. I do want to listen to the ATIS one more time. 10 nautical miles from straight. We'll go ahead and light up COM 2 again.
Mallet Airport Information Bravo 2300 Zulu.
223
Wind 223 at tree. Visibility 6 and heavy rain.
Heavy rain.
Sky condition 1,800 feet. Scattered ceiling 4,900 feet broken. Temperature 27. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.80. Visual runway 22 and visual runway 22 right in use.
She told
Landing
us
and departing
29.
runway 22 and runway 22 right.
We'll keep that
VFR
there.
aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Bravo. now at airport.
Still zipping along here. We're over most of the elevated areas that we have to be concerned with. Again, this is not real-time time. This is real-time wave. There are thunderstorms in the area. Our goal right here for our flight plan is 1,500 feet per straight. That's our bottom descent. We're about 3 minutes and 3 minutes 38 seconds to our bottom of descent, which we will obtain and reach. Now we are in rain, it's like summer, but we'll reach that after our turn. Backing off now a little bit on the propeller. I'm starting to hit some of the yellow there. That's indicating airspeed. You don't want to be in the yellow. I have my vertical path active right now. The glide path is loaded. The approach is loaded. So we should be making our turn here in about 5 nautical miles, about 2 minutes, and we will turn toward the runway. See some of the rain now. Welcome to Panama, ladies and gentlemen. In a later flight, we'll fly to the beginning of Panama Canal and then fly down to Panama Canal and back. We'll just kind of check that out. I don't know if there's any photogrammetry with that Microsoft Flight Simulator or not. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring my mixture to rich. Looking at our fuel here, our engine, our system here, we've used about 18.8 gallons. We got 23.2 gallons remaining. So we're doing really good on fuel. Fuel flow graph is about 4.4 gallons. That's because I brought it to rich. It reduces your economy, of course. Whenever you go lean, it reduces your fuel flow, which means better economy. So the direction of our runway is in that area right there. You can see the runway. The runway is in sight. So we did run into a little bit of rain, but not too bad. About ready to make our turn. 1.7 nautical miles away from the turn. Here's our turn. Sight. Backing off now on the power.
Cessna 7 Charlie, wind 223 at tree. Cleared to land runway 22.
And our glide path is now active. And we are cleared to land.
Cleared to land runway 22 Cessna 7 Charlie.
Go ahead and do flaps 1. Have my mixture rich. Have all my lights on. Of course, in real life, you have a checklist. You have the checklist in front of you, and you check it as you go along. Bringing this down to the glide right here. About to the glide. I'm going to go ahead and do full flaps now and increase my power accordingly. And that brings our nose down. We're trying to keep that yellow line there, right there on the G. We got about a good steady 5-knot headwind there, 191. Shiriki, I believe that's how you pronounce the town, Shiriki. And the big town there is David. David, Panama. Increase the power a little bit. Set up here, so I just see just enough of the nose there. No PAPI lights on this runway. We've got 2 runways there. 22 and then 22 right. So we're landing on runway 22. That's what we set up for. See the region there is a little bit hilly, but not too bad. A few hills around.
500.
Pretty much a steady, straight wind there at 5 knots. Mixture is rich, flaps are full. Gears down. Of course, gear is always down on the Cessna 172. I think it was a Cessna 180 that has a retractable gear. Outside air temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. 22 looks like right down the center line here. Go ahead and fly my hand now. I am now reducing the idle. And I'm going to go ahead and looking for that 1,000-foot marker there. A little bit of a flare here. We've got plenty of runway here. Flare. There we go. Nice. Smooth runway, flaps up.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie, exit runway when able.
So we got a blue line up there. We'll go ahead and look to exit up here. And I hope you enjoyed the flight again. When I'm done with this, I'll break this down into chapters. I have some of the points of interest with Bing.
On 121.7.
121.7, good day.
Going to 121.7 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
And I can see everything down here. I'm going to go ahead and just park it there. I'll just go to ground here.
Malik Airport information, Bravo 230.
Ground Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie taxi to parking.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
So we got a few thunderstorms in the area, but looks like we made it to the runway without any kind of thunderstorms, so that was a good thing. Okay, I see what's going on. Go ahead, just got back around here. That's where our ground crew was, right there. And Another Cessna right there. One guy's on the phone. Alrighty, welcome to Panama, everybody. Go ahead and shut down, turn everything off right here, and power down, and click off, and there we go. We are now in Panama. And again, the real-time weather here. And the city, the closest to big city, according to Google Maps here. This is where we are on Google Maps. And that would be the city of David. This is right, the Chiru is basically the area that we're at right now, Chiru, Panama. And a few tall buildings there. And I'm not going to play any of the videos, but these are some of the picture areas. Very beautiful area there in Panama. That's probably Mount Baru right there. That would be of Vulcan Baru off into the distance there. So it's a little ways away from, of course, from the Panama Canal. But and the big city there next to it is the city of David. And then, of course, David here is probably where you'll see some of the buildings here. So a quick look there at the city of David. Look at that praying mantis of the video there, but I don't want to play any videos. But here we are in Panama. There's a church right there. And that right there looks really similar to what we're looking at here. In Panama. Looks like that other runway that they were talking about is actually closed. So I'm wondering if maybe at one point if this was their main runway and then they built another runway even longer and wider. It's probably what they did. So even that runway there, you got X's on it, which means this runway is no longer in use. Although there's something interesting here. Oh, that's another X. I was thinking it was a plane sitting there. But anyway, so that is Panama. Welcome to Panama. And we're going to go in and get something to eat, shower up, and call it a night. And I hope you have a good evening.